Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading. And thank you for subscribing to the latest edition of the 12 Kyle podcast. I'm 12 Kyle. Check this out. On this episode, what I'm going to talk about is I like you, but I don't want you. All right. So, yesterday, I'm walking into this building and, typical day. I'm just enjoying the day, chilling, whatever. Just had lunch, going into this building. And I'm coming through, and in my opinion, I'm fly. I got a nice t-shirt, jeans, J's. I'm fly. I'm cool. I'm minding my own business, right? So as I'm walking to this door, I get to the door and I can kind of see out of my peripheral that there's a black woman behind me, right? So my instincts kick in and I go, and as I'm approaching the door, I grab the handle, I open the door and step to the right so that the young lady who I saw out of my peripheral can come through in front of me. So I held the door open for her, right? And I said hello. That was it. And she gave the most weakest hello ever in the history of hellos. And I wasn't saying hello just to say hello, like, I wanted to strike up a conversation. I was saying hello because that was polite because we made eye contact. Now, I understand. Yeah, I'm in the South, I'm in Atlanta. So when we make eye contact with people, we speak. You know, New York City, different story. You say hello to somebody, they might want to fight or shoot or both. Shout out to New York. I love New York. I'm not really familiar how it is out west. Maybe Baylor or Uncle Dolomite could tell me. I'm not privy to the Western way. But that's how we do it in the South. You open the door or you make eye contact with people. You say hello. So anyway, I said hello, and she gave me the weak hello, and she walked in. And she didn't say thank you. Not that I was looking for a thank you, but it's just I was just always taught like you open the door for people. Particularly for women, you let them go in the door, what have you. And it wasn't until I got to where I was going that I realized, she may have mistaken me opening the door and saying hello as if I was trying to holler at her. No, I wasn't. Uh, like I said, I like you, but I don't want you. I don't know this woman. Never seen her before in my life. Probably will never see her again. Was she attractive? Yeah, she was cute. She was cute. I give her props. But no, no, no. I wasn't trying to kick it. I was just being nice. And if she had, picked her eyes, because, and here's another thing too. When I said hello, she walked in, she said hello back, and she dropped her head and dropped her eyes. See, now I am a big uh, proponent and an investor on body movements, body language. So the dropping of the head and dropping of the eyes lets me know that there was some type of inferior feelings or complexities there or something. Shame. I don't know. You don't, I mean, I don't know. I'm just cut from a different cloth. When I talk to people, I look them in the eye. And one is a sign of respect, but it's also a sign of I'm a stern person in what I stand and what I believe in. If I shake your hand, I'm going to make it a firm shake. It's not going to be some half-hearted handshake. Oh, I wish I had time to talk about how you go on an interview sometimes with jobs, and when somebody gives you a half-hearted, weak-ass handshake, you ain't getting that job. They're intimidated by you. But that's another story for another day. I've had that happen before. Um, but yeah, nah, it's. I like you, but I don't want you. And I mean, with her looking down, I mean, she probably could have, answered her question if she had looked and looked on my left hand and saw this, you know, ring finger, because there's a wedding band on it. I mean, I don't take it off only to put lotion on my hands. Hands get ashy. We don't like ashy hands around here. But nah, I was just holding the door. I wasn't trying to get your phone number. Wasn't trying to kick it. I like you. And when I say I like you, here's what I mean. As a married man, when it comes to black women, um, I want to see them win. I want to see them succeed. Not just the woman that I married, but all black women. I mean, obviously, I'm a huge proponent, advocate for my wife, period. But I mean, why wouldn't I be? But at the same time, no, I understand. As hard as it is for black men, it's twice as hard, maybe 3 times as hard for black women in this world. And it's a scary proposition because I know that I am also raising a young black woman. She's 11 now, but at some point she'll be 22. And at some point she'll be 33. And at some point she'll be 45. And that's my baby. So, no, I want the world for her. But I also understand that the world is going to be tougher for her. I don't like it, but them's be the breaks. Nonetheless, like I said, I am very, compassionate, and I want to see black women win. I like you. I love black women. But I don't want you. And I would hope that you don't want me either. I the last thing I want is for you to want me and I don't want you. Because that's not, that's an imbalance that's not cool. But I will say this much, even as a married man, been married 22 years at the time of this recording. I am, how can I put this? Intentionally intent. I try to make sure that anybody that has, particularly women, if they have any interactions with me, that my intent is very intentional. That way, like, the lines aren't blurred at all. Because again, I like you, but I don't want you. Case in point. A couple of years ago, we had this conversation at work one day, and there was a coworker. Let's call her LaShawn. All right. So LaShawn comes in. Everybody greets LaShawn. Sean's very attractive. And here was what I said to LaShawn. And I quote verbatim. And I said it just like this. Hey, LaShawn, I see you. Close quote. That's it. I said it just in that tone, and I said just those words. And one of my coworkers said, you really shouldn't be flirting with her. And I'm like, huh? Now, personally, I, in a previous lifetime, have been called a flirt. I don't think that I didn't think back then I was a flirt. And I damn sure didn't think that was a flirt when I said that to LaShawn. I mean, I just gave you guys the context. I mean, I know obviously you weren't there, but was that flirting? I don't think so. I said, I see you because she came through. I mean, as I see you was like, I see you. Like, I see you. Like, okay, I see what you got on. She had on this fly. I'll put it like this. Let me give it a little context. We normally would wear what they call business casual. And this particular day, she came in with a suit on, and it's rare, at that particular time at the company that I was working for. Uh, it was rare to see women in suits, and so like the running joke was anytime you saw somebody in a suit, like they were interviewing someplace else. So that was the joke. But that particular day, she said she felt good and she just wanted to put on a suit, so she put on a suit. So LaShawn put on a suit, and I said, "I see you. I see you." That is a black affirmation. That is letting someone know I'm checking you out. I wasn't checking her out like that, but my coworker who was a black woman said, that could be interpreted as flirting. And I'm like, I'm not. I was like, LaShawn don't want me, and I don't want LaShawn. LaShawn was goofy anyway, but that's that's a whole nother that's that's a whole nother level. Um, so no, that any attraction that would have stopped with that line because LaShawn is, even if I wasn't married, LaShawn is not my type. That being said, um, I'm very intentional with my intent, whether it comes to friendships, partnerships, mentorships. I think the line is drawn pretty smoothly. And I don't think I have to even speak on the line because I know where the line is, and I don't even look at it. I don't even think about crossing it because why would I? Um, and I can't think of a situation where I would have had to have checked somebody like LaShawn or something like that for crossing the line. Um, but I don't know. My coworker said it was flirting. I didn't think so, but hey. But one thing you have to remember too is that I was single at one point. Yeah, I know. Yeah, my boys tell me all the time, man. You last time you was single, Bill Clinton was when he was in office. Last time you was single, Tupac was still alive. Okay, yeah, I know. Dallas Cowboys were good. Okay, yeah, that's true. Cowboys ain't been good for a long time. Um, but that's beside the point. But to that point of reference, um, when I was single, I'll say this: I liked a lot, loved a few, and probably was loved by a few, if I do say so myself. Um, but what's odd, and I think I mentioned this on this podcast, and it's worth repeating. I think when I was single, like you literally had to tell me that you like me. Like I was bad with the context clues. You had to you had to either send me the letter, do you like me? Check no, check yes, check no, check maybe so. It had to be like that. It wasn't like I was bad with the um you doing certain things to let me know that you like me. No, you need to tell me. Like I was just old like that, old school like that. Like, nah, tell me. Cause I'm not good at picking up on context clues. And like what's funny was like growing up, a lot of my boys were like, man, such and such feeling you. Or she's feeling you. She checking you out. I'm like, word. I mean, like in my mind, I'm like, yeah, she should be checking me out. But at the same time, no, if she likes me, she should say something. Well, she's scared. Well, why be scared? I'm not gonna bite. And I'll be honest. Um, it is it is funny that you know the mindset really doesn't change much. Because yeah, even at this point in time, yeah, if somebody liked me, they probably should tell me because especially now, I'm really not paying any attention. So no, if you like me, you probably should tell me. I mean, I don't want you to like me, but you get the you get my point. Um, but yeah, when I was single, it was different. Like you had to like really tell me. Um, and my boys would always get on me because like they would tell me like, no, she's not gonna tell you that she likes you. She's gonna tell me. I'm like, well, why is she gonna tell? Like I remember one time this girl, she really liked me, and she told my boy Zell, and I'm like, yo, why you know, and so Zell told me, and I'm like, yo, Zell, why did she tell you and not tell me? And he was like, you know, you know how you could be sometimes. I'm like, wait, no. So now I'm even more intrigued. So I'm like, what do you mean how I can be? And his point was like, you know, I'm not a standoffish person at all. I think I'm a very cordial and welcoming person. At least that's what I tell myself. Um, but nah, I mean, like he said, she was just afraid because of your personality. She was like, you know, you're pretty outgoing and pretty confident. So she feels like if she comes forward and the feelings aren't reciprocated, you might try to embarrass her. And I'm like, come on, man, you know me. I don't. That's not even my get down. I ain't never been like that. And he understood, but at the same time, I was like, you know, she probably should have said something. Um, and I appreciated her telling him, but I really would have appreciated it even more if she had told me herself. Because I think that would have been easier. It'd have been easier. It would have been an easier pill for me to swallow. It'd have been an easier pill for her to swallow if I said no, I don't like her. You know, um, but that's not being intentional with the intent. Um, and honestly, sometimes you like folks, and you know, I'm a firm believer that you can like somebody and they not pick up on the vibes. I was very guilty of that when I was younger. You could just misinterpret it as being nice. And I'm a firm believer that, you know, men and women can have, you know, platonic, basic friendships and there be no attraction or chemistry or anything like that. Again, I like you, but I don't want you. I'll say this. And I've said this before on this podcast. I don't like white women. Not like that. I mean, I get along with white women, but I'm not attracted to white women. I'm not. Never have been. Quite honestly, didn't go to school with a lot of them. So maybe that has something to do with it. But nah, never been attracted to them. So I can't even say I like them. I definitely don't want them. You know, I don't wish them any harm or any ill will. I've just always been about like when it came to who I was attracted to was always black women. And that's all that I ever dated. And I married a black woman. So that's what it was. Um Again, no disrespect. You know, white women, y'all cool. But yeah, and to be honest, on the flip side of it, there could white women could say the same about me. I don't like him. And that's cool. I am perfectly cool with you not liking me. Cause trust me, I like you, but I don't want you. um, but the idea of, you know, being afraid is something that I think um it happens a lot, particularly when we're younger. You know, people are afraid to kind of put it out there. And, you know, I have a lot of I'm gonna say a lot. I have quite a few single friends now, and they're dating, and that seems to be like I don't want to say a reoccurring theme, but it seems to be very prevalent. Um, you know, people are kind of they're hesitant. Maybe I shouldn't use the word afraid. They're hesitant to put their feelings and emotions out there if they really are feeling or checking for somebody because they want to make sure that it's being reciprocated. And I get it. You know, nobody wants to be put out there, put on blast. Nobody wants to be played. Nobody wants to be shown up, if you will. And I get it, right? But at the same time, I mean, like, at some point, you got to shoot your shot, right? Right? I mean, am I missing something here? I mean, like, you miss every shot that you never take. I know somebody famous said that. It might have been Jordan. I don't know. It was either like Jordan or Gretzky. Um, yeah, I mean, you miss 100% of the shots that you never take. So I mean, like, there's 7 billion people on this planet, something like that. So to say that there's somebody for everybody, that's an understatement. There's probably several somebodies for everybody. Um, so no, shoot your shot. What's the worst that can happen? And I know that it's not. I know it's not typical for the ladies to, be the one to be the aggressor or to put it all out there first. But nah, if you like a dude, like say you like him, say you like him and how to proceed from there. And if that's all that it gets to is just you saying that you like him, then hey, at least you've done your part. You can live with the rest. Um, but then it's also, I also get it. There's also a flip side too, because there have been times where I know that you can like somebody, and I'll just use me, especially when I was single growing up. Like I'm so bad with the relationship. So like, if I liked you, especially let's say if I liked a friend of mine, if I like that friend, I mean, like I had to really ask myself, like, yo, is it worth me putting my raggedy ass run of relationships on the line, my streak on the line, and ending this friendship if the friendship meant something? Um, and I remember I remember this one girl. Uh we actually talked about that. I was like, we were really cool friends. And like, but we didn't get to know each other until like our senior year in high school. And by then I was like, I'm about to bounce. I'm not trying to be in any relationship. I was about to go off to college. I knew I was going to South Carolina State University, which is a historically black college. So I was going to be around a bunch of black women. So I was like, why am I trying to get in a relationship the last 60 days of my high school career when I'm about to throw myself upon a college campus of 6,000 students and black women everywhere and parties and stuff like that? Why am I about to lock myself down in this relationship with this girl who I'm getting to know, but time ran out. It just ran out. And I told her straight up, like, look, I like you, but I don't want you. And I mean, in fairness, it was just bad timing, and sometimes that happens in life. But I said all that to say this. I think ultimately, if you like somebody, like who you like, and if you like that person, tell them. Roll the dice, shoot your shot. What's the worst that can happen? I mean, they can tell you to kiss their ass. Listen, most people won't do that, but no, I mean, I believe in taking those shots. I believe in taking those shots. Now, again, as in the seat that I sit in as a married man, I I would prefer that you don't like me, don't like me at all. Anybody who liked me, you had your chance all the way up to like September 23rd, 2000. You know, yeah, up until that day, you had your chance. And I mean, if I'm being honest, you probably didn't have a chance before then either. But theoretically, you had your chance up until September 23rd, 2000. That's the day your boy got locked down. So, nah, I am perfectly fine and perfectly happy with the person that I chose to spend the rest of my life with. So, I can like everybody. I like everybody. I sound like my homeboy. I like everybody. I like you, but I don't want you. And I would prefer it, particularly at this stage of the game, because, uh, I have no interest in anybody else. I would prefer that you don't like me. Don't like, just be cool with me and everything. And I think everything else will take care of itself. But yeah, that's my 12 cents right there. Like who you like, and tell them. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to shoot your shot, and put yourself out there. Put yourself out there as presentable, and let the chips fall where they may. I know that there's quite a few single people that listen to this podcast. So, I mean, if there's somebody that you see or somebody that you like, now I know it's difficult when you add in, online dating and all kind of stuff like that, and just meeting people. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's not easy to meet cool and genuine people with attributes that match yours. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's easy, because I know it's not. I see it every day. But at the same time, it's okay. It's okay to shoot that shot. But if you don't remember anything else about me, and it's something that I've kind of lived by, since I was probably about 15 or 16 years old, I can like you. But that don't mean that I want you. And if you don't want me, that's perfectly cool with me. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for me. Thank you for checking out this edition of the 12 Kyle podcast. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast. From time to time, we will drop bonus episodes on Sundays at midnight. I'll catch you guys next time. 5 G's.